Welcome to War Thunder with Subdude. How y'all doing? Well, I'm sitting out this mission. Let me just critique it before we get going. And by getting going, I mean I drop out of this match completely. Um, let's take a look at the map itself. There's my cursor. This is Battle for the Rhine. All the targets are right along here, including some rail cars, which are a really good ground target to go after. Now, this is battle rating 8 and 9. The reason I know that is I'm in a battle rating 9 plane. The only other planes that could be in it are battle rating 8. There's one airfield. There's another airfield. What's directly between those airfields? Yeah, all the targets. Now, what person, I almost said something different, thought that was a good idea? I mean, seriously, what person thought that was a brilliant idea? Put all the targets right between the two airfields. That way, nobody will waste their time on going for the targets because it's team deathmatch! Yay! Come on, Gaijin. You guys are the ones that need to learn to play. You might know all the special moves on a plane or a tank or whatever, but you have absolutely no imagination when it comes to setting up these matches. This is pure stupidity on your part. And I'm saying that in a critique of this match. If you'd have put an airfield down here and an airfield up here and moved all these targets just a bit over here, I could almost buy into this map. But you haven't. What you've done is set up a classic, if you want to get to these, you're going to have to meet me's, which is pure, unadulterated garbage. The person who thought this map up and thought this layout with no objectives, there are no objectives. I don't care what it says over here. Let's take a look real quick. Assist the ground forces, destroy all bomb targets. And there's another one, well, no, it doesn't have the other one. But the other one is destroy the airfields. It's absolutely stupid. The complete lack of imagination that went into designing this match is bordering on criminal. You know, if this was an American company and you were building scenarios like that, I'd fire every last one of you. I don't care how good your modeling skills are or your flight modeling skills are. If you're in the mission creation division, you're gone. You're an idiot if you think this is good. This is amateurs. Amateurs do better jobs than you do. Now, I realize you really don't care about Air Realistic anymore, and you haven't for about 3 years now, ever since you brought tanks onto the scene. How do I know this? I've been watching for 5 years. Now, somebody's going to come up with the brilliant idea that, oh yeah, well, what about the atmosphere and the graphics? And I don't care. The graphics when I started were pretty awesome. And I was quite happy with that. They've gotten better. I'm not complaining about that. But all the great graphics in the world mean absolutely squat when it comes to gameplay. Yes, they enrich the gameplay and the feel and the look, but they don't help as a core mechanic. The core mechanic of the game is mission, layout, and objective. There are no objectives. There's no must destroy this bridge to prevent, this from happening. There's no destroy this ammunition dump. Must be destroyed to prevent the enemy offensive. This is a complete abrogation of your job. You have done nothing for 5 years other than add new maps with no imagination. And, well, let's see real quick. Looks like my team wiped them out. Yay! Doesn't matter. The fact is, you people have done a poor job. And you really need to get your act together and do a proper job. Let's take a look at the statistics when this comes up, because it will be ending here real soon. Now, normally the Germans and the Japanese can pretty much wipe the floor with the Allied team. But this time, they got wiped. Now let's take, oh boy, I get a reward. I don't know why I'm getting a reward, but hey, I'll take it. Let's take a look at the player statistics. Now, we had fighters that took out 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 planes, which means somebody died or didn't do anything. Nope, they all died, which means somebody probably crashed. Doesn't matter. How many ground targets were taken out? Well, none by my team, and none by the enemy team, which means the premise of the match, which is help the ground forces, never happened. Why? It's team deathmatch. Now, do I sound a little bit angry? I am, because you're not listening. And chat is irrelevant. But this is the epitome of wasted effort on your part, Gaijin. You're not making this interesting. I'm not about to fly a mission where, I'll admit it, my air-to-air skills rot. They're horrible. I've shot down a lot of planes, but I've been playing for 5 years. And I've shot down a lot of planes over 5 years. But I'm not good at it. But I am good at sticking ground targets. I am very good at sticking ground targets. Very good, very good, very good at sticking ground targets. And this is only the Germans. Let's bring in the USA. Let's bring in... Well, actually, that's pretty much it, because the rest of them, Britain maybe. Yeah, I've done some pretty good work with Britain too. But the fact is, you aren't doing your job, Gaijin. This should be a combined arms type of game. But you have managed to make it a team deathmatch game. You had a good mission in there. Alternate history Spain. Excellent mission. 2 air bases, far enough apart so it wasn't immediately on top of one another, but it was damn close. And the targets off to the side, where if you wanted to just go for the targets, you could go for the targets. Now you might be wondering how I've scored so many kills with the Arado. Well, the way I've been able to kill the numbers that I have with the Arado are I stick to my core use, bombing. And I don't bomb those stupid strategic targets, which are absolutely worthless. They don't add up to anything other than silver lions. That's about it. And a little bit of RP. They're a waste of time. They give heavy bombers something to look for. Well, you've done a poor job with that. Now the Bourg-Sommer map, you started to make a change in those strategic targets to make them look like, I guess, a power plant. Good idea. But there should be a much larger complex than that little itty bitty thing that you can take out with 1,500 kilograms of bombs. Or 5 750s. Or 4 1000s. This is something you've got to work on, Gaijin. And I mean, you have got to work on this. Because this is critical to the game. I've made another video where I said, you've already got the power in the servers to handle 64 players at one time. Make it so that it's truly combined arms. 32 on one side, 32 on the other, and air forces and ground forces. 16 of each. Now, I can't put this in any language that I speak. So I'm going to try to write up what I'm saying in English and convert it to Russian. The grammar might be a little off, but I'm going to try and do that. And I'm going to stick it in with the War Thunder Live video post that I'm going to make of this YouTube. Let's just say I want you to do better. You're not. You're wasting everyone's time by goofing off. Now, yes, you're putting together ships, and yes, you're putting together the Italian armed forces, and yes, you're putting together nifty, neat, new shinies all the time, but you are ignoring gameplay. I don't want to be relegated to, I've got to play these planes because this is what Gaijin says is going to be in this type of match. Because this is the only type of match where these planes can fly, also known as Enduring Confrontation and or World War Mode. I like random battles. Now, yes, you're going to need to divide it up so that fast planes really fast planes, let's say late tier 4 through tier 5, all of them get to play on the large maps. You know, the ones that are really big. Moscow, Battle for Moscow map, which you don't use at all. Bourg-sur-Mer, I know I said that wrong, so any Frenchies out there, sorry, I'm not French. I'm a dumb American. And the other one, the alternate history Spain, that is a large map, which you only use a fraction of. There could be targets all over that map. But you have done nothing to advance gameplay. I know it's another rant, and people don't like rants. And the reason they don't like rants is because it points out the stupid things that are going on. This is an awesome game. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to try to throw that one in my face. I love this game. I wouldn't have stuck with this game for 5 years if I hated it. I wouldn't throw money at Gaijin like an idiot if I didn't love this game. I adore this game. I hate the fact that you're ignoring part of your game. You're leaving Air Realistic to die a very slow and very painful death. Yes, you're adding new planes, but what is their goal and what is their purpose? Let me see. You threw in the F-84G into the American lineup. What is that plane? Oh yeah, it's a fighter bomber. Well, what can we do with it? Well, we can't use it for being a fighter bomber because it's always team deathmatch. And if it's always team deathmatch, you don't dare put any ordnance on your wings. And you just put together the FJ-4B. And what is that plane? It's a fighter bomber. But we can't use it as a fighter bomber because it's always team deathmatch. And we've got wonderful planes like the Batur. But we have to use it as a strike bomber and go after strategic targets and get rid of the ordnance so that we can go do something important like, maybe shoot down some AI bombers. Come on, Gaijin. Pull your head out of the closet and start thinking. Turn the lights on. Start working on your maps and missions. Because if you don't work on your maps and missions, you're gonna kill half of your game. Half! Is that what you really want to do? Kill your game? Your source of income? That's what I'm talking about here. You know, that thing that keeps the lights on in the middle of winter? I realize the Americans are stupid and they will throw a shit ton of money in your direction if you build a game which has got a lot of American toys. I don't care about the toys so much. I care about the gameplay. And anyone that plays the game for more than about a year really starts to wonder about gameplay. I suggest you start taking a good long look at your statistics and finding out how many people log in, get an account set up, go through, get up to about tier 3, start working on tier 4, get frustrated because it's the same old, same old, same old, same old, same old, and they feel like they're getting nowhere, and they go away. Check your statistics. You're the big ones on statistics, Gaijin. Really check your statistics. Because if you don't start checking your statistics, I'm afraid that you're going to become a statistic. And stop it with the arcade version of Ground Forces. And I don't mean the one that you're calling arcade. I mean the other two types of Ground Forces. Oh yeah, I'm talking about realistic and simulator. You know why? Because they're both arcade level play. And I know that there's going to be some player or somebody in Gaijin that's going to be going, it's not arcade level play. Yes, it is. It's very, very arcade. Why? Because you get 2 to 3 bites at the apple. Maybe you don't understand what that means, but it means you get multiple lives. That is something not even World of Tanks does. And I'm tired of it. Realistic air battles is where I've gone to. And the reason I've gone there is because you get one shot. You die, it's over. Fix your plane and start a new match. Giving away up to 3 times in one match for Ground Forces should at this point in the game be not available at all, except in arcade Ground Forces. Realistic and simulator should be one bite at the apple. Learn to drive your tank properly or die. That's simple. If you don't understand that, you really are a World of Tanks noob. And even World of Tanks, you only get one bite at the apple. I have never seen any game that has allowed as many bites at the apple as this game. And that part of it ticks me off royally. I don't mind in the arcade section. You can do that all day long for all I care. They could have 10 garage slots, fill all 10, and you could play all 10 in one arcade match. I don't care. But when you're in realistic air, you get one plane. When you're in simulator air, you get one plane. I refuse to play tanks because it's all arcade. Every last bit of it. Some arcade is a little harder than others. You know, you've got Arcade Plus, and then you've got Arcade Plus Plus. And I don't play arcade. I just want Gaijin to start working on maps and missions and objectives. Objectives. Give us real objectives. Not these garbage objectives. Oh, help the ground forces. And then you make it so that it's team deathmatch. I explained that already. Every map is the same way. This Subdude signing off. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow, and I'll catch you in the sky in realistic air battles because I won't be playing any other part of this game until Gaijin gets its act together and fixes the rest of this game. Bye-bye.